I'm Christy Wellborn, and you're listening to EstesParkRadio.com. It's time for our weekly financial focus report with Jane Schoen and Edward Jones. This week's topic, do women and men invest differently? That's a good one.
It is a great topic.
Yes.
Several years ago, and I don't really remember how many, but it was several years ago, a book titled Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus was quite popular. As the title suggests, the book argues that men and women are vastly different from each other, particularly in their emotional needs and in the way they communicate. While not everyone agrees with the notion that men and women might as well be from different planets, most of us would probably concur that the two genders frequently behave differently. And this divergence in behavior may also show up in the way that we invest. In fact, various studies and anecdotal evidence suggest that these differences in the way that men and women operate apply to investments as well. Men tend to trade more often than women. Men seem to buy and sell investments more frequently than women. This difference could result in an advantage for women investors. For one thing, if women do less trades or fewer trades, they may incur fewer commission charges, fees, and other expenses, all of which can eat into investment returns. Also, by holding investments longer, women may be able to take better advantage of market rallies. During the 2008-2009 financial crisis, for example, men were more likely than women to sell shares of stock at market lows, which led to bigger losses among male traders and fewer gains when some of the stock values began to rise again. Secondly, men tend to invest more aggressively than women. Perhaps not surprisingly, men seem to be more willing to take risks with their investments. This trait can be both positive and negative. On the positive side, risk is associated with reward, so the more aggressive the investment, the greater the potential for growth. On the negative side, taking too much risk pretty much speaks for itself. Ideally, all investors, men and women, should stick with investments that fit their individual risk tolerance. Third, women are more likely to look at the big picture. Although both men and women investors want information, women seem to take a more holistic approach. That is, instead of focusing strictly on performance statistics, they tend to delve deeply into their investments, background, competitive environment, and other factors. This quest for additional knowledge may help explain why all female investment clubs have achieved greater returns than all male clubs. Finally, men may be more optimistic about the financial markets. Some studies show that men are more optimistic about key economic indicators and future stock market performance. Optimism can be a valuable asset when it comes to investing. If you have confidence in the future, you're more likely to invest for it and to continue investing. On the other hand, false optimism may lead to overconfidence, which can have negative results for investors. Neither men or women have a monopoly on positive investment behaviors. Each gender can probably learn something from the other. Ultimately, of course, it's your decision-making, not your X or Y chromosomes, that will determine your ability to make progress toward your long-term goals. So to educate yourself about choices is very important. Get help when you need it from a financial professional as you invest through the years.
So, Jane, would you say there is a difference in how men and women invest in your practice?
Well, yes, to some extent.
I would think so.
Some women tend to focus more on security and lifestyle and not ending up with the biggest pool of dollars. And men sometimes do focus on ending up with more money even if they don't really need it to feel secure. But over the years, I think the differences have moderated. And what I mean by that is as you kind of move into the retirement years and you move through the retirement years, the styles seem to get more similar the older we get.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. Well, how can people get in touch with you?
You can reach us at 586-9078 or find the Edward Jones office in the Upper Stanley Village. And if you want more detail on this conversation, you can find it archived dated October 10th at EstesParkRadio.com. Do women and men invest differently?
Okay, well, good information. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Christy.
We hope to talk to you really soon. This has been your weekly financial focus with Jane Schoen. I'm Christy Wellborn, and you're listening to EstesParkRadio.com.